So today we're going to start from pomegranate, and we're going to start a quad stitch. For guys who don't know what is a quad stitch, is a 2x2 square stitch. So I'm going to cut 4 strings at the same color. 3 strings are going to be 3.5 meters long, and 1 string is going to be 2 meters long. And maybe the lengths won't be exactly as we need, but just in case we're going to make it as long as 3.5 and 2 meters. I think it's going to be fine. Okay, so now let's start our quad stitch. So to make a quad stitch, we're going to take 2 of the strings and find the center of the strings, and I'm going to make the box stitch, finding the center and weaving a box stitch. Of course, if you don't know how to make it, you can check on the link here. Here. A box stitch, and then I'm going to add the 3rd string to make a brick stitch. I'm going to find the center of the string, okay, oops, oopsie. This string had a small mistake here, and now it's fine, I think. Okay, again, if you don't know how to make a quad stitch or a brick stitch, you can check on the description. This is not going to be a tutorial of a quad stitch, how to start a quad stitch. Yeah, so again, to add the 4th string. Okay, so a 4th string and adding this. Okay, maybe turn here a little bit, adding from here. Okay, now I found the center, and now I want to start from weaving from here, because this string is here and we have a loop, so now it's going to stay the string going to stay. We don't need to worry about it. And I'm going to weave the 2nd edge. Oopsie. And I had a small mistake here, I think. I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay. Now let's pull the strings, and we have a quad stitch. Hooray. Okay, I'm going to stretch a little bit more. I'm going to pause a little bit. I'm going to stretch a little bit more, and I'm going to continue on. Now that you finish starting the quad stitch, you do remember that you have three strings and one short string. Yeah, so we have 3 long strings that are 3.5 meters, and one short string is 2 meters long. And my short string is here. Okay, so remember that my short string is here. So turn your stitch so that it's like mine. And I'm going to add a new string that is 2 meters long. I'm going to start it from here, from this direction, and that is for making a keychain. But if you don't want to make a keychain, you want to hide this stitch. And yeah, if you want to hide the stitch, so you're going to turn the opposite side. But in this video, we're going to make it a keychain, like this one. And let's make a quad stitch. So I'm going to take 2 strings and let's weave this string. And okay. Okay, this side is finished. Now the last 2 strings. Okay, so see over, under, so it's going to be good, I think. Okay, so you see here's a stitch, quad stitch. Remember, this is, let's check. Okay, this is the short string. These 2 are the shorter strings. And now I'm going to add the new string. So I have here my new string, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the new string and put it from this hole in between the short string. Remember, this is the 2 meter short string. So I'm going to put it through this hole and over the center of the stitch. Okay, and we're gonna find its center. And now I'm going to stretch the strings, and this is going to be I'm going to have here the interesting part here, the most interesting part. Not the most, but never mind that. Okay. Now that we have that stitch, what we're going to do now is we're going to take all the long strings. Remember, all these are the long strings, and I'm going to weave with them a stitch. So it's going to look like that. I'm going to start with this string and this string. Now the long string is here, remember, the short string is here, so the long string next to it, next to the short string, have a long string, and I'm going to weave it behind the string. And this one also behind this one. And again this string. Stupid noise. Bling bling bling. And the last one is here. Over and under. Okay, now that we have this C-looking stitch, I'm going to continue weaving with the shorter strings. Remember, we have this, and this one is the short string, and we have another 2 edges of a new string that we put before it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one, it's obvious, I'm going to weave over and under. Only over and under, and then not with the rest, like over, under, and then just on top of these. Okay? And so what with this one? So how are we gonna weave? I'm gonna weave this string up to here? No, I'm going to weave this string onto here. Okay? So I'm going to skip the weaving of this one, and I'm going to take the new string that we add and put it at the right side of the stitch. So we have now looking almost a C. Now I'm gonna finish the C thingy again, I'm speaking gibberish, but you're going to understand now. So left side now, I'm going to take the second edge of a new string that is putting down, this one, and I'm going to weave over this string and under this string. And now the same with this string. We're not going to weave over, under, because we did this side. We're going to only do over and under. Only here. And then I'm going to go up and ignore the rest. Okay. If you didn't understand that, I'm going to put some pictures on a website, and I'm going to put it in the link below. So please don't be afraid about that stitch. It's not that difficult. You can see that you have right side and left side. Right side we weaved 2 strings. This string is here. This side is, we don't, it's a normal set of, I don't know, a normal set of stitch. And again we have another left side that we weaved here. And now I'm going to stretch the strings. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add another 3 strings. But this is going to be in part number 2. So, thank you very much for seeing this, and we're going to continue from here, and we're going to explain what to do next. Bye bye.